Scarlet Sam, Calm 101. A wasteland or a city park? A shopping bag disposal or beautiful trees? It is hard to tell, isn't it? Plastic shopping bags are all around us. They are convenient, easy, and practical. Do we rely solely on easy ways around things? It seems like it. Have you ever considered what we are doing to the world around us in the consumption of plastic shopping bags? My husband and I realized, since we have a 2-year-old now, that what we do around here affects how she will be in 10, 15, 20 years. We want to make things better for her and try not to leave it in how we have it. I'll spend some time informing you how plastic bags are made and how they came about. We will discuss the effect these bags have on our oceans and wildlife, about recycling, and different ways to cut back on their use. I hope you can come away from this with a little more knowledge than before you heard this speech. I'm not talking about plastic shopping bags being obsolete, just less prevalent. Ever wonder how shopping bags are made? They start out in a factory, a big factory. They are natural resources, crude oil, natural gas, or coal that is brought into this facility, and it's pumped with large fuel-burning machines. The amount of oil it takes to make some of these plastic bags equals 12 million barrels of oil used annually to make them. You know how much that is? That's a lot. Bags are then taken by semis or pipeline to a refining facility. Another facility then makes the oil into pellets about the size of BBs called polymers. Hallwell. Then a component of oil, polyethylene, is used, energy used for plastic bags. Machines heat the polyethylene to very high temperatures. Once the polyethylene is to the correct temperature, other machines cut the bags to length. There are also machines that cut the handles if needed. They also print the store name on them and different logos. After all this energy is used to make the plastic bags, semis still have to deliver them from the facilities to different stores around the country and the world. Now that you have a better understanding of the process and energy required to make the bags, I can tell you a little about their history and how many we consume. The Film and Bag Confederation reports that plastic sandwich bags were unveiled in 1957, and they quickly became part of everyday life. Conway. Department stores adopted plastic shopping bags in the late 70s, and shortly after, supermarkets mainstreamed them in the early 80s. Conway. Each year, an estimated 500 billion to 1 trillion bags are consumed worldwide. Conway. That is equal to 1 million bags per minute. The Environmental Protection Agency states that over 380 billion plastic bags, sacks, wraps are made in the U.S. each year. According to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. goes through 100 billion shopping bags a year. That is about 900 bags per person. Some of those numbers sound outrageous, don't they? These numbers will sound even crazier. Plastic bags are among the 12 items most often found in coastal waters, according to the Center for Marine Conservation, NITE. The United Nations Environment Program states there are 46,000 pieces of plastic per every square mile of ocean. Myskowski. The Blue Ocean Society for Marine Conservation estimates that 50% of all marine trash is some form of plastic. That includes bottle caps, soda can rings, and any other plastic. In Bangladesh, plastic bags were banned in 2002. Plastic bags were considered major factors in blocking sewers and drains. Lohan. When the bags blocked the drains, they helped contribute to severe flooding in 1988 and 1998. Lohan. Environment California reports that plastic grocery bags and other plastic junk kill up to 1 million sea creatures each year. Lohan. Birds, whales, and sea turtles are all examples of how plastic bags can ruin the ecosystem. Soda can rings can get stuck on the neck of any animal and choke it. Some animals mistake plastic bags for food and then ingest them, and eventually they die. The number of marine animals that die each year because of eating or being entangled in plastic is estimated at 100,000 in the North Pacific Ocean alone. Lohan. According to reusablebags.com, David Barnes, a marine scientist with the British Antarctic Survey, says that plastic bags have been found from Spitsbergen, which is located north of Norway in the Arctic Circle, to the Falkland Islands, that are located about 300 miles off the southern coast of Argentina. Impact on oceans and beaches. You think all this sounds bad? It does. We can all do something to make it better and protect our future. Reusing a bag meant for just one use has a major impact. In New York City, if one person per year declined a plastic bag, the city could reduce waste by 109 tons and save $11,000 in disposal costs. Grocery bags, paper, or plastic. When 1 ton of plastic bags are reused or recycled, the energy equivalent of about 12 barrels of oil is saved. Myskowski. Did you know that only about 1% of plastic bags are recycled? Myskowski. Most grocery bags end up in a landfill where they could take up to 1,000 years to decompose. That's a long time. Plastic bags don't biodegrade, they photodegrade. That means that photodegrading is when the bags are broken down into tiny toxic particles and spread through the soil. When this occurs, the particles contaminate the soil and water. And unless the bags are incinerated, every plastic bag still exists in some form. Myskowski. There are so many different ways we can make this better. Of course we can recycle, but what else? Using reusable totes is a very good way to reduce the use of plastic shopping bags and the impact they have on our everyday lives. Many retailers have begun to offer reusable totes with their logos on them for sale. A lot of retailers that offer these bags donate a percentage of their profit to the environmental cause. Something else we can do is reducing how many bags we use. Does your bread really need its own bag? I don't think so. You can place bread and veggies on top of cans and other heavier items. Filling a bag too full and then double bagging it isn't helping any. It's just making it worse. If you divided the amount of items you bought into 2 bags, it would be the same amount. So you're not saving a bag. And you should forego bags that have items with their own handles, like milk or gallon water. If you do not want to use totes or other items because plastic bags are too convenient, the least you can do is return the bag to the store. Most stores now offer disposals to recycle any plastic shopping bags. Making plastic shopping bags takes so much of our natural resources away. We could save thousands of barrels of crude oil a year by reusing or reducing our use of these bags. After being introduced in the 1950s, they are so prevalent and are a part of everyday life. Imagine the effect of recycling 20 or 30% of plastic bags rather than 1%. We could reduce the number of sea animal deaths and drainage clogs. I can't imagine not using plastic bags, but I can't imagine how much cleaner the world might be if we recycled more. Plastic shopping bags that do not end up in a landfill or are not recycled wind up in parks, streets, and oceans. Do we want our children and our grandchildren growing up in a world where nature and art is littered with plastic? I don't.